Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So the closer we get to this fight possibly being announced, the more interesting it gets. And I start to think about things that Manny Pacquiao said, things that Floyd Mayweather said, other boxers and trainers, and so on and so forth, right? Not really suggesting that that influences what I think. Let's just say it's always interesting to hear people's thoughts, especially when it's very relevant people, okay? Like Manny Pacquiao, for instance. Manny Pacquiao, he's on record saying that he believes that he can beat Floyd Mayweather easy. And he even made an example by basically saying, you know, everybody had me as the underdog when I fought Oscar De La Hoya. And then he pretty much said, we seen what happened in that fight, right? Those are some big words. But let me just say this. Regardless, if Manny Pacquiao were to beat Floyd Mayweather easy, or even if it was the closest split decision you've ever seen, that would obviously still be the biggest win of Manny Pacquiao's career. If Manny Pacquiao were to beat Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao is beating the best fighter of this era. He is beating the Sugar Ray Leonard. He's beating the Muhammad Ali. Okay? And if Floyd Mayweather beats Manny Pacquiao, he would be beating someone that a lot of fans have accused him of being scared to get in a ring and fight. If you get in a ring and you beat someone that you were supposed to be afraid of because they were that good, right? The bottom line is, if you're going to call Manny Pacquiao the fighter of the decade, if you're going to call him an 8-division champion, there's no way you can take away credit if Floyd Mayweather beats the guy that you praise that way. Does that make sense? You can't say, oh man, you know, get out of here. Pacquiao is better. Pacquiao has accomplished more and all of this stuff, right? And then as soon as Floyd Mayweather beats that guy, then you turn around and say, oh, he didn't fight nobody. He fought bombs his whole career, right? You can't praise the guy that you like, then as soon as he loses, you throw him under the bus just to discredit the guy that you don't like. And it's not always throwing Manny Pacquiao under the bus. See, the thing is, decafs, once again, they don't think with their brain. They don't use logic. They think with their ignorance and their heart, right? So what happens when you do this is you throw a lot of wild-ass punches and you leave yourself wide open for counters, okay? So when you're trying to make sense of it, you figure out, like, really quick that it doesn't make any sense. For example, praising how good Canelo is, praising how good Cotto is, right? But when Floyd Mayweather beats them, you continue to say, Floyd Mayweather, he never fought anyone, right? While at the same time saying that Canelo is the future of the sport. Canelo is the best at 154. He's the best, and so on and so forth, right? You cannot have it both ways. Let me close with this. When it comes to Manny Pacquiao saying that he believes that he can beat Floyd Mayweather easy, I'm going to tell you straight up, I don't think Manny Pacquiao, Freddie Roach, or anyone else on Manny Pacquiao's team believes that he can beat Floyd Mayweather easy. In fact, I would go even further and say deep down, I think the majority, or at least half, of Manny Pacquiao's team, they don't even believe that he can beat Floyd Mayweather. Now, don't get me wrong. They're going to be rooting and they're going to be praying that he wins the fight. But I just truly believe deep down, people like Freddie Roach and other people on Manny Pacquiao's side, I don't think that they believe that they can win that fight. And for many reasons too. But for one reason, you know, a lot of people don't know this or don't really pay attention to little stuff like this. Little things that Freddie Roach says when he's talking about certain fighters, right? When it comes to Guillermo Rigo, for example. When Roach was training Guillermo Rigo, Roach, he held Guillermo Rigo in such high regards that when Rigo was training at the Wild Card Gym, there was a time when Rigo asked Roach if he could spar with Manny Pacquiao. Do you guys know that Freddie Roach would not allow Rigo to spar with Pacquiao? And you know the reason why? And he said this in an interview. He said, I didn't let Rigo spar with Manny Pacquiao because Manny had a fight coming up and I didn't want to discourage Manny Pacquiao. That is what Freddie Roach said. Okay? Matter of fact, let me go ahead and read to you guys a little bit of what Freddie Roach had to say about Guillermo Rigo's defense. I'm just going to read part of this article. But anyway, quote, working the mitts and stuff, when I'm trying to get shots in and show him his mistakes, seeing the opening and so forth, he's the only fighter in the world that I've never hit once. I've never caught him. One time I was going to go to the body after a right hand and he stuck his elbow in there and bruised my arm for a month. I've never got to hit him in like 6 months of training him. End quote. So this is my whole thing. If Freddie Roach was this impressed by Guillermo Rigo's defense, you could imagine how impressed he is by Floyd Mayweather's defense, right? And keep in mind, Guillermo Rigo fights at 122, Manny Pacquiao fights at 147. Freddie Roach didn't even want his fighter to spar with this bantamweight. If he's concerned with this bantamweight, wouldn't you expect him to have some type of concerns when it comes to his charge fighting against somewhat of a natural welterweight who's slightly bigger than Manny Pacquiao? I mean, keep in mind, remember, it was Freddie Roach who said after Manny Pacquiao got staggered by Tim Bradley in a rematch, it was him that said these welterweights might be too big for Manny Pacquiao, so we want to move down to 140. Now, according to the fans, Tim Bradley, he has no power. So if they were concerned with a fighter who quote unquote has no power, Floyd Mayweather most likely has more power than Tim Bradley does. Okay? And he's taller than Manny Pacquiao. He has a far longer reach than Manny Pacquiao. And he's a better fighter skill-wise. So I'm just saying, I wouldn't be surprised if deep down, Freddie Roach is like, man, we might lose this fight, but we're going to go in there and we're going to give it our best, right? I wouldn't be surprised if this is how Freddie Roach is thinking deep down in his heart.